Man, please. He owns it. He claims it. There's no need to prove it.
It's okay. You'll come back tomorrow.
I tried digging up a bush yesterday. Big mistake. I saw a guy on TV yesterday. I swear he drew his beard on with a dull Sharpie.
Start spreading the news. Yeah.
Can a brother get a sandwich up in here or something? The cops and the firemen were kicking each other's butts.
Man, please.
Man, please.
Man, please.
Man, please. Can we get on with it?
All right. Good day, everybody. How are you? Today is April 14th, 2014, and you're listening to the Man Please Show. I'm your host, Trog, and I'm happy to be here today. It's a nice, lovely, typical spring day. There's pollen everywhere. It's everywhere. And I have developed severe allergies, which, man, such a burden to carry. But it is. There's a lot of pollen, but I love it now because I know how valuable it is to, a lot of things that we take for granted. Fruit and flowers and, honey and all kind of stuff is... It's amazing, the things that I wish we could just get rid of pollen. You do that, you're getting rid of a lot more than pollen. You're getting rid of your cherries and all your fruit and a lot of things that we enjoy. So it is a lovely spring day. Tomorrow is tax day. We've already done our taxes and got a refund, so that's over for us this year. And but a lot of you, it's not over. Tomorrow is it, tax day. That's a stressful time for a lot of folks. It's been a stressful time for me in the past because the government don't play around when you owe them money. They don't play around. They're going to get their money. Now, if they have to pay out money, it can be a little more time consuming. Because it takes a lot of money to run this country. Can you imagine working with those numbers? Billions. Not hundreds like I have to do with. Billions. That's a lot of moolah. Well, today is Monday News Roundup. That's I sound so professional, don't I? We got a few stories that we're going to try to get to today. I don't know if we'll get to all of them, but we will... we're definitely going to get to bumper into break. We're going to get into as many of them as we can. I'll go through them. Let's see. They haven't heard any more pings, so it appears that the black box on the Malaysian airliner has stopped functioning. The batteries evidently have quit working. So now the search has turned underwater. And also there's some cruise ships. How many of you have been on cruises and how many would like to go on a cruise? Well, let me tell you, I got a few things to say about cruises and why I will never go on a cruise. Not that you care. And there was a big tournament this weekend. The Masters was this weekend. And looks like we got a lefty. I'm a lefty, so I can identify. But he took down the the guy who really wanted, of course, so did Bubba, but Jordan Spieth, 20 years old. He would have been the youngest person to ever win the Masters. Tiger is currently at 21. Justin's 20. So this was his only chance. He'll be 21. But I don't know when Tiger's birthday is, but it's possible that he could still be younger depending on his birthday. So he might, I don't know. That'd be interesting to find out. And we also got the Oscar Pistorius trial. We got some, I don't know if it's developing information, but, you know, he's under cross-examination right now. And, man, I don't know, Oscar. It's not looking really good. A friend of the show's, Miss Susan, she sent me a message, asked me if, I guess this was last week, maybe Friday, asked me if I was watching Oscar, because it ain't looking good. I know it ain't. No, I feel for the man, you know, but, you know, I feel for him because I would hate to be in that position and not be guilty. But if he is guilty, I don't feel for him. You know, he deserves to get caught. But there again, you know, who's to say? Somebody's got to say. There's got to be a judgment passed, right? So somebody's got to, the judge, that's who, has got to make a choice. Was it a horrible accident? Or was he just pissed off enough to get his gun, go down the hall, and just shoot her through the daggum door? How pissed off would you have to be? Unless, I guess the prosecution's trying to sort that out. And we also have this guy that went on a shooting spree, killed 3 people in Kansas City. And we're going to talk about him because... And then we also have a story about this young woman, because that's what she would want to be called, I guarantee it. She's a 14-year-old girl, tweeted something on her Twitter account that she shouldn't have, and other people should notice that this is a bad idea. And if this isn't taken advantage of and made an example of, oh my goodness, the missed opportunities. But we'll talk a little more about that. I don't know, maybe you've heard this story. It's fairly new, but it's kind of fascinating. I'm curious to see how it's going to turn out. So that's a few things. There's a lot of things going on, but that's just a few things that I've jotted down that has caught my interest. If you have something on your mind, give me a call, 336-763-5482. You're listening to the Man Please Show, and I hope you'll stick around. We're going to take a little break.
Making beautiful memories last. Top Studios professional photo, audio, and video production. We offer unique packages not found anywhere else. Our wedding package includes a 30-second high-production video or audio invitation and a fairy tale love story video with professional narration. Top Studio will also give you a beautiful photo album with high-quality pictures that you can show your loved ones time and time again. For more information, call 732-781-8032.
I have a particular set of skills that I have acquired, and if you listen to the Man Please Show, that will be the end of it. But if you don't, I will look for you, and I will find you, and tickle you till you cry.
All right, did you do the dishes?
I did.
Did you vacuum?
I did.
You're not going to blow your nose at the table anymore?
No, I won't.
Okay, you drive.
All right, let's go.
And don't embarrass me by yelling yippee when we get there.
Okay.
Sarah's Kebab Shop. Treat yourself to a menu that includes a wide range of food options from beef or chicken kebabs to one of the tastiest burgers in town. Hot and cold subs and Greensboro's best gyros. Sarah's Kebab Shop. Dine in, take out, or delivery. Located at 5553 West Market Street in Greensboro, right beside the DMV. And call them at 336-355-9260. Sarah's Kebab Shop. Reward yourself. Yippee! Man, please.
Yes, sir. We're back. You're listening to the Man Please Show. I'm your host, Trog. It's Monday News Roundup Day. Today's Monday, April 14th, 2014. And there's a lot going on in the news right now. A lot of fascinating things. I like checking these things out. They're on their second month now in the search for the Malaysian airliner that evidently went down. For the longest time, they weren't even sure if it went down. They just didn't know. That amazes me, too. With all the technology, 2014, we're supposed to have flying cars, man, and we can't even keep track of a jet, an airliner. How many satellites do we have? I've always heard, not always, but I've heard that there's so many daggum satellites that, it's like we're kind of running out of space, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I know we've got a buttload of satellites up there. How did they only have one satellite that was looking? I guess they're all over top of America so we can have GPS. But so these airliners are equipped with a black box that and the data recorder that records everything that took place in the cockpit, and I think there's some audio. If they spoke back and forth to each other, all that would be recorded. Altitudes, so they can pretty much tell what the jet was doing the entire time until it actually went down. And these black boxes are equipped with a battery that's on average lasts about a month. Well, it's been over a month now, and now they had been hearing pings, so they felt very confident that they're in the right area. So the search area, and this still is amazing to me, the search area was as big as the continental United States to begin with. And now they've got it narrowed down to the size of North and South Carolina, or, 2 states. That's, God, hey, are you kidding me? You got it narrowed. I guess that is narrowed down from the entire country, but still, you're talking a plane, which is a big thing, but you're talking in the space of 2 states, North Carolina, South Carolina. That's a big dadgum area to locate a plane that you can't see. It's 3 miles below the surface of the ocean. 3 miles. Can you imagine? OMG. I hope my daughter Danielle's listening. OMG. Her and my wife were having a letter conversation yesterday, or whenever, Saturday. Anyway. 3 miles. That incorporates my 2 biggest fears: drowning and crashing in an airplane. You're in the airplane, and, these people must have known that the plane had been changed from its original course, which was just to take them to, I think, somewhere in China. China. That's how Southern people say China. China. So they knew. And, you know, I can imagine what I would be thinking if I were on that plane. It's like, oh, my gosh. I hope that we're one of the ones that actually survives. That they just want us to take them somewhere, let them off, hold us hostage for some prisoners. We get rescued by the great American Army. That's what I'd be hoping for. But I'd be looking out the window seeing the ocean. And man, I believe my bowels would empty. There would be some foul odors. I'm not kidding. And then, I mean, they obviously crashed. You know, did they just fly until they ran out of gas? That's the way it kind of looks. Why? I mean, why'd they do that? That, to me, indicates that somebody that didn't understand how far they could fly hijacked the plane. You know, they've been talking that the pilots are responsible, but wouldn't they know how far they could go on that plane, on the fuel they had? So they wouldn't try to push it way beyond its limits. I mean, I don't know. Just doesn't seem likely. Let's move on. Let's see if we can cover some of these stories. Bubba Watson won the Masters. I don't know, a lot of you pay attention to the Masters, but Bubba Watson is kind of a fan favorite. He's a lefty. There's not a lot of left-handed golfers in professional golfing, or really in amateurs for that matter. I'm a left-handed golfer, and I know that when I go into the stores, I have to look in the special lefty section. Oh, you're a left-handed? Yeah, we have a special section for you. Lefty coming through. Make a way, make a path, left-handed. It's kind of the way I feel. I felt that way growing up in school. None of the desks were made for left-handed people. Oh, well. Anyway, I digress, whatever the word is. Something gress. But Bubba Watson won his second Masters in 3 years. There's only 8 golfers that have done that. Tiger Woods, Jack Nicklaus, Arnold Palmer being 3, and now Bubba Watson. Phil Mickelson, 2 lefties have done that. Phil Mickelson did it. I love being left-handed. I don't know why. I like being different. But I'm not really that different. Lefties, there's a lot of left-handed. Our president is left-handed. I wonder what the percentage is. What percentage of people, and I'm talking people all over the world, because everybody, I mean, there are some people who are ambidextrous, use both hands equally as well. But most people are sided, either left-handed or right-handed, dominantly. So I wonder what the percentage of people are right-handed versus percentage of people left-handed. That's kind of interesting. I'm sure there's more right-handed people. I don't know why that is, though. Why is that dominant? Why are left-handed people less dominant? Why isn't it equal? I don't know, but I know the Masters champion's left-handed. Oh, Bubba Watson. I love that name, Bubba Watson. I mean, golly, that guy was destined to be a star. Bubba Watson. I mean, you're growing up, people remember your name. What's your name? Bubba Watson. Oh, that's a cute name. I like that. Bubba Watson. I'll remember that. Next thing you know, one thing leads to another, as Brian Regan says, and he's won 2 out of 3 Masters. That's like the Super Bowl, the World Series, the NBA Championship Series. It's like all of them. Daytona. And the Masters. Masters. That says it all, doesn't it? The Masters. Who's playing in this tournament? The Masters. All of them. The Masters. Way to go, Bubba. You the man. That's what I think. Okie dokie. What are we going to check about now? Let's talk about these cruise ships. I know my sister has taken, I know one, maybe a couple of cruises. Her and her husband are Disney fanatics. They love Disney. They go every year. I think they've been to Disney more often than the employees have been there. They collect their pins, and they, most of their artwork is Disney artwork. And so they've taken the cruises, which, Disney, that's a pretty big name. So you would think that those cruises would be hygienic and, safe. There's all kind of cruise company. I see their ads all the time. But you will never, and I repeat, never hear of me going on a cruise. It's never going to happen. First of all, I've already told you I have a fear of drowning. I can swim. I'm not afraid of water. I can go into the pool. I don't go in the ocean. I might stick my feet in it and let the waves, wash up on my feet. But I don't go into the ocean, like anything above my knees, because I'm a big boy and I would make a great big, splurge dinner. You feast on me for a couple of days. Well, I ain't trying to be nobody's dinner. I ain't got time for that. So you will never hear of me being on a cruise or coming back. Hey, I went on a cruise. That's such a good time. No, if you hear me, I went on a cruise and I actually survived. That's what you'll hear from me. But you won't hear that because I'm not going. There's 3 now. There's 3, and I don't know what they are. All I heard was how many. I don't know if they've released which cruise ships they are. There's like Princess and some others. I don't know. Like I said, I don't pay any attention because I don't care. But they're saying that people have gotten sick, and they're saying it's from the norovirus on these cruise ships, and there's 3 of them. 3 cruise ships now. I'm sure there's more, but these things are nothing but bacteria havens disguised as entertainment and a vacation. Man, please, are you kidding me? If they had a suitable budget, and went to the extent and process of sanitizing the insides of these ships, the cabins, because, think of the turnover these rooms get. People are nasty. We carry bacteria and germs and all kind of disgusting things on our persons. Oh, look at all the turnover, man. And then, you're locked in this giant steel coffin, as far as I'm concerned, out on the ocean, riding along the ocean. What's below you? Water. How deep is it? A couple miles. What? A couple miles? Are you kidding me? I don't think so. Why would I go out, get seasick, just so I can be scared to death because I'm floating above 3 miles of water, which I was not created to be in. Unless I'm cleaning myself, and I'm not actually, I guess in a bath you're in it, but you can sit down and it comes up to your belly button. 3 miles, you can't touch the bottom. And if you are touching the bottom, whoo, yeah, you ain't in good condition. You know how much the pressure is? 3 miles down, you got all that water sitting on top, I mean, think about it. All these boats, all these ships that have gone down and sunk in the ocean, and there are thousands and thousands and thousands of them that have sunk. How many of those actually started sinking while the people were inside of them still in an air pocket or something, alive, and down they go? Could you imagine? I'm just telling you why I'm afraid and why it's a legitimate fear. Not me. So, in order to avoid the possibility of going through that, I don't get out there on it. I don't ride those boats. I don't take that chance. Just like I don't jump out of airplanes. I would like to, because I think that would probably, frankly, be an exhilarating experience. But I'm more afraid of the possibility of failure and then slamming into the earth at 120 miles an hour. Yeah, I'm not trying to do that. I think the older I get, the more mortal I feel and realize that I am. When I was younger, I took chances like most young people. And people that I watch now, and I'm like, oh my gosh, are you freaking kidding me? But I would have done the same thing. You feel 10 feet tall and bulletproof, I remember, I do. Not saying it's a good idea, but I remember. So I don't know. I think there should be regulations, and there might be, but obviously, if there are regulations, they're not being enforced, because there should be. Every time that a ship comes back into port, everybody gets off. There should be a step-by-step process that each one of these cruise ships has to go through, a cleaning process, which would include sanitizing. I think each bed, they should only be able to keep it for a certain amount of trips, not time, trips. A certain amount of people that sleep on, these mattresses. The sheets should be completely not washed, replaced. All the silverware, glassware, those can be sanitized. The bathrooms can be sanitized. Showers, tubs, toilets. can be sanitized. Mattresses, I don't know. There probably is a spray, that you can put on mattresses that will kill any kind of bacteria and not hurt the mattress. Like I said, sheets and pillows, especially pillows, should be replaced every trip. I don't care. Yeah, it costs money. Yeah, it does. But we're talking about the safety of people. I know it costs money to ensure the safety of people, but you know what you're doing? You're ensuring the safety of people. So spend the money. Instead of paying your CEOs $20 million, every quarter. Man, please. Look at all the money that you could save if you cut these salaries and you pay these people what is reasonable for a CEO, what is reasonable for a financial, all these people that are making millions of dollars. You know who's suffering for that? The public. And then you have people like me exposing them. Spend the money. Sanitize these places. It's bad enough that you're actually taking this ship and sailing across oceans that are miles deep. That's risky enough as far as I'm concerned. But at least they should be able to not worry about getting sick because you haven't cleaned your boat. Man, please, come on, people. And there obviously hasn't been punishments enough to make these cruise ship liners get in line. I mean, how many people are going to have to suffer before you decide to make an example? Say, hey, this is what's going to happen to the rest of you if you don't clean up your act. Boom! You fine them, you shut them down, make them take every one of their ships. You put somebody in charge of setting up a process of cleaning and sanitizing these boats every time they come into port. Every time. Because you go out with what, 1,500 people? 1,500 people on this enclosed boat. You don't know what those people are bringing on that boat. You have to sanitize it every time. Every time. I don't know. I ain't going on them, so I'm just trying to help y'all out. Y'all who do go on them. It's not worth it. The danger, possibility of catching norovirus or any other disease, virus, infection. Gross. Hey, you're listening to the Man Police Show, and it's Monday News Roundup. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Top Studios offers professional voiceover work for videos and websites. Let Top Studios produce a high-quality audio commercial for your business that can be played on the radio or on the web. Our professional voiceover talents will help you better promote the quality of your product and or service. We also specialize in industrial training and safety videos. Top Studios, professional photo, audio, and video production. For more information, call 732-781-8032.
You are all listening to the Man Please Show. Gracias, amigos.
Man, please.
Oscar Pistorius is on trial for his life. And he decided to take the stand in his own defense. Some people say that was risky. Some say he really had no choice. He had to. He had to get up there and explain his side. And it's true, he really did have to. Because it's all speculation. Like I've said before, there's two people that know exactly what happened. And one of them is dead. So you got to get his side. And he knows that, so he knew that he was going to have to testify in his own defense. And it went really well while he was being questioned by his defense attorney. But now he's being questioned by the prosecution. And it's not going so well. And kind of starting to see a pattern, Oscar. A pattern. Every time the questions get a little hot and you can't come up off the cuff with an answer that you think is going to help find you not guilty, what do? You start blubbering again. And it really can't be described any other way but blubbering. I understand how emotional it is or could be. I have some understanding. But I don't understand. And you know, I like to think that I am a pretty good judge of people and people's characters, you know. And I hate to use the word judge because I don't judge people, but I establish my opinion. And I like to think that I can really hear the nuances when somebody is sort of faking an emotional response to draw attention away from something else. Maybe their guilt. And I'm kind of seeing that here, Oscar. Today, it got pretty hot, and you broke down again. And, you know, the prosecution is, like, fed up with it. I think they can see through it. And, honestly, from the comments now, of course, I'm not the only person that can, you know, thinks that they can tell when somebody's faking. I think that. I don't know that for sure, you know. But, you know, you pick up on little hints, little signs that indicate that this person is not sincere in their emotions or not sincere in their grief. It's exaggerated. And that exaggeration draws you in a different direction. It almost repels you from being drawn into empathizing with him. It actually pushes you away, I think. That's what it's doing to me. Because I did have a sense of compassion and wanting to give him the benefit of the doubt. But now, as it goes on and I listen to him, respond to the questions from the prosecution, it doesn't fare well for him, in my view. I think he's too emotional. And it seems that it might have even been part of his strategy, you know, to allow the moment to get bigger than him or something. Have people get caught up in it and distract. A lot of people use extreme emotional outbursts as distractions. I kind of think that's what's going on here. Oscar. It's looking more and more like, I don't know if it's exactly like the prosecution is saying, but it's looking more and more less likely that it's the way you're saying. You know, I don't think necessarily that the prosecution has it exactly right, but I think they might be closer to the truth than you are. And if that be the case, then that, I think, would be substantial enough to find you guilty. And the prosecution only has to convince one person. One person. Not 12. Not 9. One person who understands the law and has experienced a lot of cross-examinations, a lot of people as they have presented their case, both guilty and not guilty. And they, you know, this woman, this judge, I'm sure has seen hundreds, I would imagine, of defendants taking the stand and testifying in their own defense. And she's seen both sides. She's seen people that are guilty and trying to convince the judge or the jury that they're innocent, and they've seen innocent people also trying to convince, hey, I am innocent. And they've seen both of them testify, and so I'm sure that they have been able to sort of establish that, you know, a pattern to defendants testifying on their own behalf. So, golly, if I was guilty, or if I was further away from the truth than the prosecution, I would be very worried. Because, you know, a lot of people's comments are that, Oscar, you should get an Academy Award for his acting role. Well, I know they're just being sort of sarcastic. I don't think his acting is that good, frankly. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to see through it, and neither would about 80 or 75%, 80% of the population don't believe him. A lot more don't believe him now than did before he took the stand. But, like I said, he had to. He didn't have to. But if he didn't, I mean, I think that would automatically, they'd find him guilty. Because they want to hear his side of the story. Two people. There's only two people that know what happened. One of them's dead. The other's being tried for murder. Work it out, man. Have y'all heard about the hate crime in Kansas City? That's what a lot of people are calling it, and that's actually what the FBI is calling it now. Frazier Glenn Miller has been charged with a hate crime. It's official. It didn't take him long to figure it out either. But he should also be charged with a dumbass crime. Hate and dumbass. Because he's a complete idiot. He's an anti-Semite. He went to a Jewish community center and a retirement home where Jewish people live with the intent of killing Jews the day before Passover. Well, the idiot killed 3 people. None of them were Jews. He killed a grandfather and his grandson, who were at this Jewish community center for a singing competition. And so he shows up and starts asking people, are you a Jew? Are you a Jew? Are you a Jew? And unfortunately, these two innocent people, young man just starting his life, a grandpa who's just caught up in his grandson's life and is excited to watch him experience things. I know the feeling. I am a grandpa. He shoots them, kills them both. And then he goes to a retirement community and shoots another lady. Kills her. None of them are Jews. So he's not only... He obviously went there with the intention of killing Jews. Because he's well known. I mean, he started the Carolina something... Carolina Racist Society or something. I hope it wasn't in North Carolina, but it probably was. You know, we have that burden to bear. You know, we have all these KKK racists, you know, so good, decent folks who are not racist have to carry the burden of living in a state that is kind of has that hanging around their neck. But this idiot, fortunately for us, didn't live in this state. He lived in Kansas City. But he was well known in the community and by the police, by the FBI, as a white supremacist. His views were very open. He was anti-Semitic and had full intentions. After they arrested him, they had him in the police car. I don't know why they had the window rolled down. Why would you have the window rolled down when you have this guy that just killed 3 people? You know he's racist and you leave your window rolled down. So cameras were watching him, and he hollered, "Heil Hitler!" And, of course, they recorded that, and, you know, that's just more reason to arrest him for being a complete dumbass. And, but it also proves that this was a hate crime. And I don't know, but I would guess that his defense is going to be, well, it can't be a hate crime. He didn't kill any Jews. So it's a dumbass defense. Your Honor, my client's a dumbass. No. He is a dumbass, but he should absolutely be charged with a hate crime because of his intent. And he proves his intent after he's arrested. I got another question. His name is Fraser Glenn Miller. How come, what is it about, like serial killers and these notorious criminals like this guy? Now they have 3 names. He's got 3 names. John Wayne Bundy or something. John Wayne Bundy? Did I just incorporate 2 serial killers? Fraser Glenn Miller. Now his name's going to be all over the news. He got his fame. He's 70-some years old, so I figure he's probably saying, well, I'm fixing to go out, so I'm going to go out on top. Well, that's what you think. You're not on top, though. And I hope you live to be 150 on death row. Because you don't deserve the relief of death. That's my opinion. Am I entitled to it? Yes, I am. we got another story I want to talk about. That tweet from this young girl. I don't think she's from America, though. I think she's in another country. I don't remember when, but we'll go over that. We'll talk about that when we come back. You're listening to the Man Please Show. It's Monday News Roundup. Stick around. We'll be right back with the final story.
Making beautiful memories last. Top Studios professional photo, audio, and video production. We offer unique packages not found anywhere else. Our wedding package includes a 30-second high-production video or audio invitation and a fairy tale love story video with professional narration. Top Studio will also give you a beautiful photo album with high-quality pictures that you can show your loved ones time and time again. For more information, call 732-781-8032.
For all you jokers out there listening to the Man Please Show, I'm going to use all my superpowers on you. Oh, wait. I don't have superpowers. Never mind.
Man, please.
14-year-old girl. I think she's from Netherlands or New Zealand or something like that. But she tweeted. She has a Twitter account, as most people do these days. And she tweeted as a joke, as she claims, a tweet that she claimed that her name was Ahmad or something like that. Some Islamic name, and a claim to be with Al Qaeda, and said that that something really big was going to happen really soon. Bye. Oh, that's funny stuff. Oh, that's good. Oh, you're so funny. Stop it. Well, it wasn't so funny. Not to American Airlines. Yeah, in her tweet, she indicated American Airlines that she was planning a trip and that something really big was going to happen. And American Airlines didn't find any humor in that whatsoever. And they tweeted back to her that American Airlines takes all threats seriously, and that her IP address and all of her information was being forwarded to the FBI. Oops. I done it again. Yep. Big mistake. She tweeted back immediately, OMG. I was just kidding. I'm so sorry. I'm just a kid. It was my friend. Take her IP address, not mine. I'm scared now. Yeah, as well you should be, young woman, young lady. And that's what she would want to be called, right? A lot of people would say, well, she's only 14. Give her a break. I understand that. She is only 14. But that's the kind of behavior that I would give that pardon to my 7-year-old granddaughter, even though I'm sure that she's even too smart to do something as silly as that. But a 14-year-old, twice as old as my 7-year-old, of course, you want to give her the benefit, of her age, but you have to think about the bigger picture. And the truth is that this is bigger than this little girl, this young woman, because that's what she would want to be called, right? A young woman. She's a teenager, 14. This is bigger than her. You know why? Because as she was going through, she realized how many people were retweeting her tweet. And then she got starstruck. Wow, 20,000 retweets. She thought she was getting famous. So I think a little of the fear kind of subsided from the excitement of being famous. Woohoo! Yeah, well, that's the kind of fame you don't want. Little one, but you have now. Be careful what you ask for. She was arrested too. She was arrested. Now we don't know. I don't know yet what kind of charges are going to be against her, or what she's going to be charged with, or how severe, or if they're just going to chalk it up to a childish prank. But let me warn you, if you do that, you prepare yourself for a lot more of the same, because the internet's going to say, ooh, I got a whole lot of mo for you. If that's all I got to do to get famous, shoot, I can threaten all day long. I can type all kind of stuff because it's anonymous. Can't nobody see me. Yeah. We see you. You're not going to get away with it. But if you don't set an example of this young person, you are opening yourself to copycat crimes that will be so difficult to stop. Because once people get a sense that all they have to do is tweet something edgy like that, or they're to get famous, your tweet's going to go viral. That's a big thing now. Everybody wants to go viral. Be careful what you wish for. You might not want to go viral. There's a lot of things I don't want to go viral. Be careful what you wish for. You got to set an example of this young person. And you got to throw the book at her. You don't want to ruin her life, but she's already done that. You got to set an example, or you're opening yourself, or you're opening the rest of the world to copycat crimes. Then you won't be able to pick out the copycats from the real threats. So that's how it puts us in danger. Come on. Y'all got to figure it out, right? That makes sense to me. Crazy stuff. But anyway, what are you going to do? Can't do nothing. All right, folks. I appreciate it. That's the end of my time today. We'll be back Wednesday for Will It Be Wednesdays with another Twilight Zone episode. Y'all come on back. Hang out with us. All right? Peace, y'all. Take it easy.
Man, please.